Today I am showing you this very flirty and feminine look that was inspired by this YSL blush. So if you like this, keep watching and let's get into it, guys. I am starting with a fresh and clean face. I did put a little bit of moisturizer on, but I am going to put a lip mask on. It is very cold and very dry in the Midwest, so I need all the moisture I can get in my skin. I then go in with my Refi for the primer, which I absolutely love. I actually put this in the fridge for a few minutes before. It's a really nice cold feeling putting it on my face, and it's just the best way to do it, at least for me right now. I will say I go in with my fingers and press it in because I feel like the applicator doesn't go into all of the crevices of my skin. I'm then going to go in with one of my favorite foundations. This is the Face Bond by Urban Decay. I use two colors. One is 36 and one is 33. I use the darker color on the outside perimeter of my face, and then I use the lighter color for the inside, just for that natural concealer slash contoured look. I let that sit, and then I'm going to do something a little crazy here. I am going to do my eye makeup before I go into my concealer and setting the rest of my face. I am going to use a concealer for the base of my eyeshadow. I'm using this Morphe No Silent Nights eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love it. I'm using the Major Mauves for the color base. It is pinky, it's flirty, and it's very subtle. I did get inspired by a look that I'm going to show you right here, where I love how that pink looks, but I wanted a more muted look to that since it is the daytime. I'm now going in with my Golden Lace palette, and I'm using that gold color in the inner corner of my eye. It's amazing. This whole palette's great. I even use it for highlighter, which you're gonna see shortly right after this in a few more moments. But yeah, I just press that in, and then I go in with Bring the Heat, and I also go in with Ruby Rhythm, and I press that on my eyelid as well. I was inspired by that look because it's very foolproof. There's not a lot of contour and things you need to do, and once you blend it, it looks like it goes on effortlessly, and I was right. So I press that in, and I press in a lot of it. I want this to last all day, and I love this Morphe eyeshadow palette because the eyeshadows do not crease at all. I then use a clean brush and blend all that together to make it look seamlessly put together. I am now going in with my e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. I absolutely love this. It's great for beginners or someone like me that isn't the best, and a little goes a long way, and I just add a little bit. Here I'm showing you that I am drawing that liner in an angled manner just so it gives my eyes that lifted look, which I always love. If I was wearing lashes, I would also apply my lashes at an angle upwards as well. I'm now going in with my Sephora concealer. It is in the color 55N, and I put it in the inner corners and outer corners of my eye, and I am very careful because I do want to clean up any mistakes I've made with my liquid liner. As I let that sit and get a little bit tacky, I am going in with my YSL Lash Clash mascara in the color 1. I love this stuff. The trend is YSL today. I love this applicator too because you can add so many layers. Like here I'm saying 2 to 3, and it doesn't get clumpy, and it dries very nicely. Absolutely love it. So I let that dry, and then after my concealer is a little bit tacky, I then go in and press it in. I love this angled brush because I'm able to be very concise before I go into a harder bristled brush to just really press that in and blur those lines so I'm not having really harsh lines on my face. I've done that before and don't want to do it again. I also make sure to put all that makeup in my ears and on downwards in my neckline as well. We don't want any harsh lines here. Also, I'm doing a dance break. I decided I wanted my under eye to be a little bit brighter, so I added a little bit more concealer, and I'm gonna let that get tacky again, and then I'm gonna clean up my brows. Right now I'm in this era where I don't really want defined brows, so this sounds crazy, guys. I go in with that Lash Clash mascara and I just go over my brows and I just clean them up. I just do that. I love it, and I have thick brows, so it works for me. I then go in with another layer of mascara, and now we're going into the contour. I believe this is a Black Radiance contour stick. I've been using this brand for a decade, so I'm pretty sure that's it. I use the darkest color. It's literally deep dark, I believe. And then I use an angled brush, and I pretty much tap that on the applicator and then tap it on my face. I apply some setting spray, and I want to have my face be like 75 to 80% dry before I press this in, and I'm going to show you why. I do an inverted contour. I'm not great at contouring, so one thing I've done is I use my concealer and I bring that inwards towards my nose, and I make a defined nose, or at least the illusion of it that way, and then I start pressing everything in. I love being able to set my makeup and then letting it get a little bit dry and then pressing it in. I feel like it lasts longer that way. Could be all in my head. I am now going in with my Rare Beauty setting powder in the color medium deep, and I usually use a powder puff, but today I wanted to use a brush, and this brush is an e.l.f. brand, I believe. It has a smaller size and a larger size, and I'm being very intentional, so I'm using that smaller side to get under my eyes so I don't have any creasing. I love the Rare right now because it doesn't have any flashback. It's close to my color complexion, and it does absorb all that excess oil really, really well. And I just said, I am one of those girls from the 2016 era where we used to bake, so I think I'm going to bake until my last breath. I love setting powder. It is what it is, and I can't change it. Can't change it at all. While I let that setting powder sit, this is usually when I just have a minute to decompress, sit, chill, make sure I have my little hair clips in, and that's pretty much it. Now for the star of the show. I am so excited for this blush. I usually use Hydromaniac, but I ran out, and so I'm using this YSL Make Me Blush, and I am immediately shook. This is very buildable. The pigment is phenomenal, and it's so complimentary for brown skin, black girls, darker complected skin women. It is beautiful, as you can see here. This is my reaction in real time. I am shook. Absolutely shook. I'm now going in with my favorite step. You already know, my lip liner. I'm using the Sephora lip liner in the color Molasses, or number 17, and I do overline a little bit, like literally right above my lip line on the top lip, and on the bottom I do it a little bit as well, as far as that overline, and I like to press it in with my fingers, and I just tap tap tap. I love this. Sephora, sponsor me. I am now going in with my Candy Glaze YSL in the color, I think it's Watermelon High, or the number 16. I absolutely love it. It is this very peachy pink color, but it does show up a little bit nude on my lips, but it's so buttery. It's so beautiful, and I am hooked. And as you can see here, it's so buttery, but it is a little bit nude. There's a little bit of those peach undertones, but I like how it looks with my eyeliner. I am now setting with my matte spray. You know my fan. I love my fan, guys. If I can find any opportunity to use it, I will. And this is pretty much the look, but I decided to add a highlighter, but I want to show you guys what this YSL looks like when you go to the store, because you need this in your life. I wanted to stay on the YSL train, and I decided to highlight my cheekbones, so I am actually going in with the eyeshadow palette, and I'm using that gold color again, and right on my cheekbones I am highlighting, and that's pretty much the look. I hope you like this. This took me about 30 minutes to do, and it was fun. And oh, the zoom in, she's seductive, guys. Please recreate this. Let me know what you think, and I love you. Stay warm, and until next time, love and light. Bye, guys.